Hello, hello, my wonderful friends. Welcome back to another episode of Speak Power Daily. I am so happy you are here with me today. I'm Charlotte, and as always, I am ready to help you boost your English and your mindset at the same time. So, grab your coffee, your tea, or just get comfortable, because today we are going deep. Today, we are going to talk about something that changes everything. It changes how you work, how you have relationships, and yes, even how you speak English. We are talking about self-respect. Let me ask you a question to start. Imagine you have a very important guest coming to your house. Maybe it is your boss or a celebrity you love. What do? You clean the floor, you buy the best snacks, you dress nicely, and you speak politely. You treat this guest like a king or a queen, right? You want them to feel comfortable and valued. But do you treat yourself like that? Often, we treat ourselves like a stranger we don't like very much. Think about your last week. Did you say yes to a favor you really didn't want to do? Did you apologize to someone when you didn't actually make a mistake? Did you stay quiet in a meeting because you thought, "Oh, my idea is probably stupid"? If you nodded your head, don't worry. We all do this. But this is where self-respect begins. Self-respect is not about being arrogant. It isn't about thinking you are better than everyone else. That is ego, and we don't want that. Self-respect is simply knowing your own value. It is the ability to stand up and say, "I matter." When you have self-respect, you set a standard. You show the world exactly how they should treat you. Now, you might be thinking, "Charlotte, this sounds nice, but what does it have to do with learning English?" Well, it has everything to do with it. Language is communication, and communication is about confidence. If you don't respect yourself, you will be terrified of making mistakes. You will worry too much about what other people think of your accent or your grammar. You will speak quietly, hoping nobody hears you. But imagine if you changed that view. Imagine if you realize that your voice deserves to be heard, even if your grammar isn't perfect yet. That shift in perspective is the first step. When you value yourself, you stop apologizing for trying. Let's talk about a specific word. It is a small word, only 5 letters, but it can steal all your power. That word is sorry. Now, of course, if you step on someone's foot, or if you spill hot coffee on your friend's shirt, please say sorry. That is just being polite. But I noticed something very interesting with English learners. You apologize for things that are not mistakes. You apologize for existing. How many times have you started a conversation with this phrase? "Sorry, my English is bad." I hear this every day. Before you even share your ideas, you warn the other person. You tell them, "Hey, I am not good enough." Think about that for a moment. When you say your English is bad, you are actually telling the other person how to judge you. You are putting a label on yourself. I want to give you a funny image to help you understand this. Imagine you go to a restaurant. The waiter comes to your table with a big smile. He puts a plate of pasta in front of you. But then he looks down and says, "I am so sorry. This pasta is probably terrible. I cooked it, but I'm not a master chef. Sorry if it tastes weird. Please forgive the pasta." Would you want to eat that? Probably not. You would feel nervous. You would look at the pasta and think, "What is wrong with it?" But if the waiter puts the plate down and simply says, "Here is the pasta, enjoy," you will eat it happily. Maybe the pasta isn't perfect. Maybe it needs a little more salt. But you respect the waiter because he respects his work. It is exactly the same with your English. When you speak, you are serving a meal. You are giving someone your thoughts, your stories, and your personality. Do not apologize for the food you are serving. Self-respect means accepting where you are right now. You are a learner. That is a brave position to be in. You are doing something difficult. You are translating your complex thoughts into a new code. That is not something to be sorry for. That is something to be proud of. So, here is a small challenge for you. For the next few days, try to catch yourself. When you feel the urge to say, "Sorry, I didn't understand," try changing it. Say, "Could you repeat that, please?" When you want to say, "Sorry for my mistake," just correct yourself and keep going. When you stop apologizing for learning, you stop feeling small. You stand taller. And when you stand taller, your voice projects better, your breathing improves, and suddenly, you actually speak better English. It is like magic, but it is actually just psychology. However, self-respect isn't just about what you say to others. It is also about what you allow others to do to you. It is about boundaries. Let's think about your home for a moment. You have walls, windows, and doors with locks. Why? Because you decide who enters your space. You don't leave your front door wide open so that any stranger, squirrel, or stray cat can walk in and sit on your sofa. That would be chaotic. Your energy and your time are just like your home. But without self-respect, we often leave the door wide open. We let people waste our time. We let negative comments hurt our feelings. We let stress walk in and sit on the sofa of our mind. This brings us to the concept of boundaries. A boundary is simply a line that defines what is okay and what is not okay for you. In the world of learning English, boundaries are essential. Have you ever had a conversation with someone who corrects every single mistake you make? You say, "I go to the store," and they immediately say, "I went to the store." You try to continue, "And I buy milk," and they jump in, "And I bought milk." It is exhausting. They probably think they are helping, but they are actually killing your confidence. You lose the flow of the story. You start to feel stupid. Self-respect allows you to draw a line. It gives you the power to say politely, "Hey, thank you for the help, but right now I just want to focus on speaking fluently. Please let me finish my story first." Does that sound scary? I know. We are afraid that people will think we are rude. We want to be nice. But there is a big difference between being nice and being a doormat. A doormat is the thing you wipe your dirty shoes on. You are not a doormat. When you set a boundary, people actually respect you more. They realize that you take your learning journey seriously. They see that you value your own voice. And boundaries also apply to your time. If you promised yourself you would study English for 30 minutes today, but your friend calls to gossip for an hour, what do? If you have self-respect, you value your promise to yourself as much as you value your friend. You can say, "I can talk for 5 minutes, but then I have to go study." This connects to a very deep truth. You teach people how to treat you. If you treat your study time like it is unimportant, everyone else will treat it like it is unimportant too. But if you protect it, they will learn to respect it. So, we have talked about how we treat others and how we let others treat us. But there is one more relationship we need to fix. It is the most difficult one. It is the relationship you have with the voice inside your own head. We are now going to talk about the most important conversation you will ever have. It is not the conversation with your boss, your teacher, or your partner. It is the conversation that happens silently, inside your mind, all day long. Did you know that humans have thousands of thoughts every single day? We are constantly talking to ourselves, but for many of us, this internal radio station is playing a very negative song. I want you to imagine a situation. Imagine you are trying to speak English and you forget a word. You freeze. Silence. What happens in your mind right at that second? Does your inner voice say, "Hey, no problem. Take a breath. You are doing great." Or does it say, "Oh no, you are so stupid. Why do you always forget this? Everyone is looking at you. You will never be fluent." Be honest with me. For most people, it is the second option. We are incredibly harsh with ourselves. We say things to ourselves that we would never say to a friend. Think about that. If your best friend dropped a glass of water, would you scream at them? Would you say, "You are clumsy and terrible"? No. You would say, "Oops, be careful. Let me help you clean it up." Yet, when we make a mistake in English, we become our own worst enemy. We bully ourselves. And this is where self-respect is essential. Self-respect means refusing to tolerate verbal abuse, even when it comes from your own brain. Here's the problem with that negative voice. It actually stops you from learning. When you criticize yourself, your brain feels attacked. When your brain feels attacked, it goes into survival mode. It shuts down. You literally cannot remember vocabulary or grammar because your brain is too busy protecting itself from your own mean thoughts. So, having self-respect is actually a study strategy. When you are kind to yourself, your brain relaxes. When you are relaxed, you learn faster. I want you to try to catch that inner bully. The next time you make a mistake, and you will make mistakes because you are human, pause. Listen to that negative voice, and then talk back to it. Say to yourself, "Stop. I am learning. Mistakes are how I learn. I respect myself enough to be patient." It feels strange at first. You might feel silly talking to yourself nicely. But think of it like training a puppy. You don't train a puppy by shouting at it constantly. You train it with encouragement and treats. You need to treat your brain like that puppy. When you start to support yourself instead of attacking yourself, the world looks different. The fear of speaking English starts to disappear. Why? Because you know that even if you mess up, you will not punish yourself later. You know you are safe with yourself, and once you feel safe, you become unstoppable. You are ready to take on the world. So, my friends, we have traveled a long way together today. We talked about treating yourself like a VIP guest. We talked about throwing away unnecessary apologies. We looked at how to lock the door against negativity and how to train that puppy in your brain to be kind. It sounds like a lot of work, doesn't it? But actually, it is the most natural thing in the world. It is simply coming back to yourself. I want to leave you with one final thought about why this changes everything for your English. Many people believe the equation works like this. First, I will speak perfect English. Then, I will feel confident. Finally, I will respect myself. They wait. They wait for the certificate. They wait for the perfect exam score. They wait for the day they never make a grammar mistake. But that day never comes because perfection is impossible. You have to flip the equation. You have to reverse it. First, you respect yourself. You decide that your voice matters today with the vocabulary you have right now. You decide that you are worthy of being heard, even with an accent. When you do that, confidence appears automatically. And when confidence appears, you speak more, you practice more, and your English gets better. Self-respect is not the prize at the end of the race. It is the fuel in your car. You need it to start the engine. I want you to try something today. Later, when you go to the bathroom or look in a mirror, take 2 seconds. Look at yourself in the eyes. I'm serious. Look at yourself and just nod. Give yourself a little smile. It is a small signal that says, I see you. I've got your back. We are in this together. When you walk into a meeting or a conversation with that feeling, people feel it. They don't count your grammar mistakes. They feel your presence. They feel your dignity. And that is a universal language that everyone understands. Remember, you are not just a student. You are not just an English learner. You are a person with amazing ideas, funny stories, and a unique perspective. English is just the tool you use to share that magic with the world. Don't let the tool become more important than the master. You are the master. Thank you so much for listening today. I hope you walk a little taller and speak a little louder this week. Be kind to yourself, set those boundaries, and never, ever apologize for doing your best. This is Charlotte, signing off. Go out there, speak your power, and remember, you are worth it. Bye for now.